Hey, what it do with the business is your man Animal Brown checking in. Another fresher than your average Friday. J Hove, my guy, what's good with you, sir?
What up, AB? How are you, brother?
Man, I can't call it, man. We got a special guest in the building. This is another fresher than your average interview. We got Max Monroe in the building. What's happening, man?
Hello.
We're going to talk a little retail, a little Wish, a little this, a little that. You know what I'm saying? But let's get straight to it. Number one, what do you do at Wish and what's your background in retail?
Okay, so I am currently a sales associate at Wish. Come holler at your girl. I'm there all week besides Saturday. Before this, I worked only stock jobs, but in retail, I worked at Burberry and then also Tory Burch.
How's like working at Wish different from your previous employers, Max?
The culture in and of itself is completely different in the sense that I can wear what I want to wear. It's completely relaxed. The clientele is actually, there is not a big difference in the demographic because the same people that go into Lenox Mall are the same people that come into Wish in Little 5 Points, which is really cool. And I think that speaks to like the culture of Atlanta. We all kind of like mix and mingle with each other. But besides that, I will say my previous 2 jobs in retail, I was working back of house. So I was sending out boxes, and when we would get deliveries, I was the one like putting it on the shelves and stuff. I was not in the limelight. I was not helping sell. So this is a completely different avenue, but I think that prepared me for this. So so far it's going well.
What's that transition been like?
In the beginning, it was hard because you're so used to kind of just like being quiet and in the back. And I realized that like, if I wanted to push product, like I would have to be out there, like speaking to people and things like that, which just made me bring out my personality a little bit more. But though people say you see the worst in people when you work retail, I think that's absolutely true. But you also see, you have the coolest conversations with people. You end up making friends out of it. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's such a good opportunity, and especially young people, everyone should do it at least for a year or so.
What's it like in the pandemic? We know that it's different rules and regulations. I rode by Wish not too long ago to try to get a raffle ticket, and the line was out to the street, and I forgot it's probably a minimum of a certain amount of people inside. I completely forgot about the pandemic going on. So what's it been like during these kind of unprecedented times?
We can only have 10 people in the store right now, which is really hard because there's typically about like 30 people in the store at any time. But we have a line that typically happens on the weekends just because everybody's out and about and the weather is really nice. But as far as raffles and things like that, we have had to find other avenues to do it in because you can't have that many people in the store. So we'll have, like, of course you have to have masks and things when you come in, but the shopping experience is still the same. The only difference is the mask. And we try to limit the exposure that people have to like touching clothes after someone else has, just to keep it safe. Did you come through for that off-white raffle?
I can't remember which one it was for, but it was come during like, Wednesday before like 5 or 6 or something like that.
It was that one. Yes, I
pulled up at like 2 thinking I was cool, and the line was nuts and it was slick about the rain. I was like, man.
Yes. And it was people out there in that rain too. That was probably one of the wildest experiences that I've ever worked through.
Also, you were there.
Yes. And ironically, the first day, because our raffle lasted 3 days before the shoe even came out. One of those days I ended up calling in sick, so I missed the complete chaos, but I got there the next day and like everyone on staff looked like they were beaten down and like torn. I felt so bad, and I came in like all jovial and like, how's it going? Someone entered 500 bots into our system for the raffle. So that's why it got so hectic, because then you had actual people's names in there and then you had fake people, and we had to shut the whole raffle down early.
Wow. How can you tell that it's a bot?
I'm gonna be honest, that is above my personal pay grade.
For sure.
There is someone that does all of that for us in the office, but you can track it through the IP addresses. So whoever released the bot, it's the same IP address just 500 times over.
Gotcha.
So it's obvious that it's fraud.
Do you kind of see things kind of getting back to normal minus the pandemic as far as retail?
Yes and no. Interestingly enough, I think that in the sense of, I think that people are more excited than ever to physically go and shop instead of kind of just sit online and do it. But I also think that there is this new heightened sense of nervousness that also happens. So it's like you're excited to go shop, but you're also constantly looking at what everyone else around you is doing. So I don't know. I don't think that it'll truly go back to normal. I think that this is kind of like what's going to happen now. I think that as people, whenever this happens, when we get to choose if you want to wear a mask or not, I think that you'll see way more people not wearing masks and things like that. But I do think that there's going to be this like heightened sense of just like nervousness all the time in the stores.
Can people still try on clothes?
For us, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about some trends though. What are you seeing, like some of the hottest brands that people are checking for at Wish? Do you see anything that people are constantly like asking about or constantly selling out?
Well, of course, you know, the CDG and the BBC and things like that. As soon as we get it, we sell out in like the weekend that we get it.
BBC?
But yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you. They just put out these sweatpants that are fire. I tried them when I worked yesterday, and then I had to convince myself, like, wait, girl, save that little money, save it. But yes, they have some really cool stuff coming out. We get Carhartt, like their elevated line, and I will say everything they're coming out with right now, because it's on trend with, of course, their color palette is all like neutrals and muted colors, and then it's all like heavy duty, and we're coming into fall. Everything is like, that line is superb, chef's kiss. I also will say Levi's, their fall collection is pretty cool right now as well, because I am very much into like a muted color palette. I'm consistently in a monochromatic look because I think that's the easiest way to get dressed, and it saves you the most time. But Levi's has some really cool jeans that they're coming out with different kind of prints and stuff, and that's obviously a trend right now, is wearing like kind of like maybe a basic or more plain t-shirt and going crazy on like the pants that you have on. So they're doing a really good job with that.
What's a brand that's kind of frozen right now, staying on the shelves? You guys are marking them off 50-60% off right now.
I'm not gonna tell you that. No, you gotta come in the store. I told you when I'm there. So
yeah. We'll see the set. What about brands you're into? Are there any specific brands that you're hot on?
I think anything right now that is comfortable and is also a piece that you can wear multiple times in different settings is pretty much what everyone's going for right now. I think that we are now kind of done with the days of wearing one outfit once. I think that's not really as practical anymore. I think that more people are shopping to make a whole wardrobe instead of just have certain pieces. And of course you're gonna have your staple pieces that you'll wear like once a year or something, but at least from my point of view, I can tell that people are shopping with a different intent now. And maybe that's because of the pandemic, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's really cool and dope.
Yeah. I see that a lot too though. Like if you look at sneaker YouTubers or, you know, clothing YouTubers, they're wearing a lot of the same, they're repeating a lot of the same pieces.
Yes.
Nobody cares. Back in the day, see, we're old and washed. So this might be a little
don't do that to
weird.
yourself.
Back in the day, like it was cool to wear the same thing more than once, but now people don't seem to be stressing this shit at all.
Right. Yeah. I will say for myself personally, I gauge it as how many times have I posted like this one piece on Instagram. So if I've already posted a pair of shoes like 3 times, I'm like, okay, we're gonna give these a rest. But I've been scrolling and people have been repeating, and I'm like, I just need to get on the bandwagon because obviously this is okay, and I'm just late to the party. But yes, and I've also noticed that with shoes. I don't know about you all, but people are wearing their Jordans now.
Yep.
There is no more like keeping them in the box.
Yep.
Which I appreciate because I am not like if I'm paying for it, I'm wearing it. 100%. So I think it's super dope that people are actually like wearing their clothes now instead of just wearing the same exact thing every single day. I think we're finding a way to kind of individualize ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
With some of those brands that we talked about, do you see some kind of trending towards the athleisure wear that historically they weren't really into? Yes,
because there's money in athleisure wear. So everyone's going there now. They're like, to speak on an extremely high brand scale, there is no reason why Chanel should be making sneakers and tracksuits. There is absolutely no reason. That is not what they're for. But, well, I'm not saying they can't cross over because do what you want, but that's not what the intent of Chanel was or truly still is today. But now they're realizing that the majority of the people out here only want to wear sweatpants and sneakers now. to answer your question, yes, I feel like there's very high brands that are moving this way, and then there's new starting brands. There's a lot of, I will say, maybe like kids my age that are starting off of like box logo businesses, and then they'll like graduate them to like an athleisure brand. I've seen that happen a few times, and I think that's really dope to start off kind of small and get there, because I think also athleisure is such a wide variety that you can kind of interpret whatever that means to you.
Absolutely.
Or how extra you want to go with it, or how plain you want to go with it.
Speaking of sneakers, what are you leaning toward right now? I saw you on IG with the Unions on, though. Super exclusive.
Yes. Those are in the box. I'm gonna be honest. I've got the mochas on right now. Okay. And creased is I don't know what, but they're on.
Ones look good used though. Ones look they look good worn in.
I'm so glad you said that, because I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yep.
They look good once you've worn them a few times.
Yep.
Because I feel like not every shoe needs to look brand new. Like some stuff looks better once you got a little wear and tear out of it.
Absolutely. 100%.
But as far as sneakers, my things are 1s and 4s in the realms of like Jordans. I have coined myself a cozy footwear person. So you can oftentimes see me in Crocs.
Hey!
And Birkenstocks and the whole nine, because I will wear the Unions on Monday and wear the Crocs to work on Tuesday. So
that's music to his ears. That's ASAP Crocky right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm Croc listener. Yeah, for
sure. We can talk.
Yeah.
I had a very detailed conversation about someone at the store about the inflation in Crocs now and how many Croc collabs are coming out.
Yeah. Do you do gibbets in your Crocs?
Yes. I got a message, so every few days it changes.
Hey, that's funny. That's dope. I got on Crocs right now. He sold me. He sent me some, didn't even tell me. I checked the mail like, dude, what the hell are these?
And that's a true friend right there, because if that ain't the most comfortable shoe.
It is. I'm sold.
He's not only is he looking out for you, he's looking out for the soles of your feet, your back, the longevity of your health. Wow.
That's my guy right there.
I need a friend like that.
We touched on a little bit earlier in terms of the raffle process. Like, a lot of people out there are skeptical. If you read the comments on IG, they're like, I always take a L. I never get selected. People think everything is backdoored. From what you know, how does the process actually work to ease people's minds and let them know it's legit?
I will say none of us can save you a pair of shoes, can like hide them for somebody else. That's not how it works at all. We of course do have opportunities to get them as well, but there's raffles for the staff. There are rules to how we get them and stipulations and things like that. Like, you're not gonna walk into the store and see everybody on staff with the same pair of shoes that came out today. That's just not how we operate. But due to COVID, most of the releases happen through our Instagram page. And then you oftentimes can pick them up in stores, or if it's something really big, like the Off-White Jordans, we'll ship them out just because of like safety and all that stuff. On a larger scale with sneakers, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even enter sneakers raffles, because it breaks my heart to never get the shoe.
Plus one.
Right. But at Wish, I would say out of like 10 shoes, you'll probably get like 2 or 3. So it is way higher of a chance. And so it's way more enticing to take that chance.
Yeah.
But it's
when y'all
also,
do locals, the local joints.
Exactly. Only. Yeah. And you also, only local people can buy it. You have to have a Atlanta address to even get a shoe. So it's like we're not sending them out to like everyone outside of the state, and then no one here is getting them. It's like it truly is for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can confirm I hit on one, so I'm letting y'all know it's legit. I hit on Travis Scott 6s last year. I used to think this all the time before the pandemic. I would ride by, see the line, it was crazy. And I would think to myself, if I was the last person in line, like, why is the last person even standing right there? Do y'all legitimately get like 100 pairs? Y'all can't get that many pairs of shoes though. Or is it y'all getting a ton of them and I'm just undervaluing it?
We typically get a full size run.
Okay.
And then if we sell out of a size that's extremely popular, then we will go outside and say this size is no longer available, just so people are not aimlessly standing there, because that's rude. Like, that's like an asshole move. Like, if you know you don't have a size 9, there's at least 10 people in that line that are looking for a size 9. Like, let them know. So they don't be looking stupid out here.
Have you had any like crazy experiences associated with like hype drops?
People like sleeping outside and stuff. For the fragments, there's a few people that slept outside. And so I was like throwing the trash away and going home, and they were setting up shop. I was like, see you later, girl. Like,
the threes?
I was like, yes. I was just like, okay.
That's wild.
It's like, this is what people are doing. See you in the morning.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah, but no one's like yelled at me or anything yet. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed to that day.
Good. Did you go to school or anything like for any type of fashion or anything?
I'm currently at Georgia State now.
Okay.
Nice. But I'm majoring in political science.
All right. What so that means you involved in these runoff sets. You heavily involved in letting people know about these runoff sets about to go down.
Yes. I'm a little mini. I like to. I'm a little mini political activist. I'm out here spreading the word, doing my due diligence, getting my other Black and brown people out here, doing what we all need to do to come together.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Where do you see yourself moving forward, like professionally in this space?
I don't think that there's exactly like one thing that I want to do. I think that my brain works in segments, and I think that that's truly how my life is going to pan out. It's just me jumping from like thing to thing that interests me the most. Like I said, I'm majoring in political science, but I'm also obviously very intrigued in clothes and fashion and things like that. And so I hope that I can find a way to pull the two together in some sense, because I've had a few conversations about this, but I don't think people realize how much fashion reflects our political climate worldwide and in the US, because the majority of the things that we wear, we're wearing to convey a message. And most of those messages now, because pretty much nothing in our world is not political, now all those messages come along with kind of like a little fine print of something as well that has a political statement. And I think that there is a lot of power that our clothes hold. And I think that if we gear that towards the right direction, I think that we can make a lot of global changes while also not having to just talk about like boring old white guys that make bad decisions for the rest of us.
Sounds like you got a clothing line ID on your hands, maybe?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, look out for it.
We're gonna be on the lookout for that, man. Jay, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, man. I'm just excited to have a fellow Crocker on the line with us. Hey, listen, this made my day.
Wait, do you put the little chiplets in your Crocs?
Hey, listen, I am not that advanced yet, but listen, today might be the day. I will keep you informed on that for sure.
How many Crocs do you own?
Good question.
Are you ready for this right now?
You don't have to hesitate. I'm not gonna judge you.
I'm at like 8 right now.
Ooh. 8 Crocs, and you don't have a single thing in any of them Crocs. They're just plain.
I know. I gotta listen. I'm telling you, soon.
And that's another thing that got more expensive, because they used to not be $15 each. They were like $6.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's.
Because I had a Croc in every little hole for a while. Then those things got a little bit more expensive.
How many pair do you own, Max?
3. But I also own 3 pairs of Birkenstocks.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm
so
ever
I just be sliding from shoe to.
How do you feel about guys in Birkenstocks? Like, is that a thing?
With socks on or with socks off?
Oh, socks on for sure. Socks off, never.
Okay. Socks on if it is a vacation and you have nice toes. I mean, socks off. Sorry, socks on. I think that all of them except the plastic ones are okay to wear.
Fair enough.
I feel because the Croc and rubber piece is already a lot to grasp. I feel like once we get to a plastic Birkenstock, we kind of hit a new low.
I agree.
But that's just my opinion.
We appreciate you tapping in with us. Go visit Max at Wish Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Monday
Just not that
Friday,
Saturday.
man.
I'm not there.
There it is, another fresher than your average Friday. Max, we appreciate it. We'll swing through one of these days, probably post-pandemic. I'm not too comfortable right now, and I can't wait in line.
I understand.
But post-pandemic, we pulling up. We appreciate the time, man. J-Hove, anything else before we get out of here?
No, man, wear your kicks like Max said, man.
Absolutely.
Wear
and
'em.
comp responsibly.